do this one too. Ah, crap. All right, we won't press that red button yet. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mark Zuckerberg is alerting people. Why is this thing tripping? System overload.
Again?
It's got the computer doing all kind of stuff. You can do it. Come on now. Check, check, check. Here we go. Here we go. Um, you got a lot going on today, Marisol? Or you?
I'm at the store today, actually. That's
Yeah.
what's going on today, so it is a lot.
I'm not gonna go to jujitsu. I'm choosing not to go. Ain't that something? Um, Nelson Quintanilla, he said Happy Flag Day.
Flag Day.
Okay. United States of American flag, I'm assuming. Did you hear about them kids that rebelled at a school? Did you see that clip where they were trying to make them do Pride Spirit Day for Pride Month? So basically, they were requiring all the kids to a huevo, you got to wear something rainbow, like all the kids. And a handful of them, I guess a handful of them were like, nah, cuh.
You don't have to participate in any Spirit
Well,
Day thing.
exactly, but the administration, the teachers were like, this type of bigotry is taught at home. They had a whole little conference. They're like, this type of intolerance. Let me close this door.
I would have been like, "Are you talking about my parents now?"
Well, a
That
mom.
that's where I would have been like, "You talking about my mom? I'm finna call my mom."
Well, a mom was defending her daughter. A mom. Let's go live on TikTok. Bam.
They're not gonna ban us for talking about
Nah,
this,
so they can get triggered. I don't care. Buenos dias. What's up, Rhino Cop? He's representing that Texas Underground Armory. I might have to pull up and go, pow pow pow.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we gotta make time.
I need to go.
My baby's yawning, so everybody that's listening
Sorry,
right
y'all.
now.
Woo! I at least didn't yawn in the camera.
But we're making Cafecito time happen, even though today's one of them days where it's like, I had a nightmare last night. Yeah, I'm 43 years old, still having nightmares. I ain't had a nightmare in a long time. That was a nightmare. That was like a grown man fear nightmare. But anyway, let me go back to the story. So next week, I think I'll be set up to where I could actually play the clip. I don't know if that's going to mess anything up with Facebook or YouTube or whatever. But anyway, one of the moms was like, she's like, my daughter isn't a hateful person. She just didn't want to be coerced.
Sure.
And she didn't want to be forced and told, que a huevo a fuerzas, you gotta wear.
Sure, I agree.
You gotta wear these colors on this particular day.
No one makes you do other things, right? Like other religions, other anything, right? They'd be irate. Everybody else would be talking about it.
Well,
if you do want to participate in those things, right?
Well, key word, religion. So it's almost like, I don't want to say it's like ritualistic, but it's almost like state sanctioned, like a huevo, forced, mandatory. This y'all's new, new thing, and y'all all gotta participate. And I wish I knew. Somebody's probably like, "Oh, you're making it up." Y'all could look it up. I don't know the name of the school, but they had like, it's like all the teachers were Lefty Larry wokies. All the teachers were like having a hissy fit because some of the kids were like tearing down some of the signs and the stickers. Like, man, we tired of this. And a lot of the kids wore red, white, and blue. Like, this is my flag. And they were saying, they were chanting in the hallways. They were like, my pronouns are USA. My pronouns are USA.
That's wonderful.
Because they starting to kind of peep game how it's divisive. And it's almost, if you know anything about Marxist color revolutions.
For sure.
Let's not get in trouble. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Big Die Joseph Supermex Rodriguez on YouTube. He dropping something in that cafecito jar. Das. He said, I wonder if you guys heard of an incident between two 6-year-old first graders in Plainview, Texas that was, whoa, man, come on, bro. I can't even read this comment. That was determined. So it was two 6-year-old first graders. Okay, I think I did hear something about that. And it was determined as a mutual contact. And it's just so wild and so many things wrong from school to home. So I don't know all the details. Maybe Joseph Supermax Rodriguez, can you elaborate? Or maybe I don't
Let
want.
me look it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say post a link, Big Dot.
We need to do our intro.
Yeah, we about to do it right now. Let me grab the coffee though, right quick. Today's episode, you can actually buy this now.
Okay.
You can actually buy it now. Today's episode is brought to you by that Chingo Bling Red Pill Blend. Marisol is very picky with her coffee, and she approves.
This is so good.
Inhale the positivity. Inhale the good stuff. Exhale all the negativity. Exhale all the BS. Here we go. And you got to do that. You gotta like these days. You gotta prep yourself mentally. Like you gotta put on the full armor of the Lord. I don't know if y'all believe in spiritual warfare, but una gente tiene un demonio. Do y'all believe in that? That some people can have a demon in them, like whether they're What do you think, son? Oh, Marisol's looking at the tickets for House of Blues this Friday, and I glanced over. I didn't want to look at that. I glanced over and I saw it. We are almost sold out. House of Blues this Friday, H-Town, H-Town, H-Town. Pull up on your boy. We're gonna have a lot of cool exclusive merch. Just based off merch alone, look at that hat pin. Look at that hat pin, bro. Like if you really look at the shine on the detail, I'm gonna sign these if you get one. Just off merch alone, it's gonna be a moment for the culture. Por favor, believe it. Mira nomás que chulada. You can pin them on your hat. But let me try to address his comment though. So Marisol is looking it up. Something happened with these 2 6-year-olds in Plainview, and they just determined that it was a mutual thing. So they like try to sweep it under the rug, and like nothing happened.
It says Heather Gonzalez previously told everythinglubbock.com that her 6-year-old family member was forced to perform a sexual act on another student, and the incident was recorded on an iPad.
Oh, that.
PISD later said authorities who reviewed the video determined that a sexual assault did not occur. Rather, mutual inappropriate sexual contact occurred between 2 6-year-old students. Before the meeting accepted comments from family members, Vice President, whatever.
Bro, they trying to normalize some stuff, bro. Come on. What is it, first grade? So I heard about this case like when it hit the news and when it happened. So I guess this is breaking news that the school district is saying.
Well, this is what I guess this is the vice president. She said, a very disheartening, unprecedented situation occurred at Plainview, whatever, the elementary school. It has been confirmed that the school and the district administrators abided by the instructions given them by Child Protective Services. Oh, wow. CPS.
What does CPS do? They advise that, hey, y'all just say it's mutual.
Advise them by CPS and law enforcement and follow all legal requirements well within the time frame as required by the state of Texas and the United States government. It was also confirmed that the teacher was abiding by the same structure of teachers across the district and state used to test students as required by the Texas Education Agency. When the unsettling situation occurred, the Plainview ISD Board of Trustees, along with, this is just their little apology, but the board and the superintendent, one of them, Plainview ISD administrators were responsible for keeping the situation confidential.
They were trying to
by investigators.
They were trying
required
to keep it
by
under wraps.
law to protect the children and the families involved until the outcome was revealed.
Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here, Joseph Supermax Rodriguez with another super chat. He's elaborating. He said, "This happened in my hometown at my son's elementary. I've already had many doubts about our district, and I'm really leaning towards homeschooling now." All right, let me break it down like this. Public schools are government schools. Now, I went to public school for most of my life, up until 8th grade. Public schools are government schools. You know how they say government cheese? You can call that public cheese.
Okay, well, check this out. Hold on a second. Check this out.
And government schools are highly sexualized environments. Go on.
Elisa Medina, a cousin of the 6-year-old involved, told the school board that the little girl made an outcry and explained that a young boy had told her to do something that she did not want to do. She hit him, she said.
Mm-hmm.
She hit him. She said no. She resisted until she got tired, Medina said. These are not signs of mutual consent. Oh, so she was trying to fight
And
back.
they put it on the school iPad, and I think that's how either the parents or the teachers found out. Uh,
She said they followed the chains of command and they got nowhere. The
so
girl's
so the, so
grandmother
the
said the way the situation was handled was inappropriate, wrong, and disgusting.
so the
Um,
girl's family and girl's parents are upset because of how she was victimized and how the situation was handled. I'll say it again. Unfortunately, man, public schools are not ideal. Are not ideal, especially like
oh, the reason why they're saying it's consensual is because the young girl was not observed showing a struggle in the video. It does not. It does not indicate consent. Basically, like, hey, just because it doesn't show in the video that she wasn't okay with it doesn't mean she's 6 though, bro. Like, come
yo,
on.
what happened to these little
And what is
to the
where did
kids
this little
learn that
learn
and
that?
possess them to
Yeah.
film it at the school. Um, this person right here, John Pemberton, is watching on TikTok and YouTube. Damn, homie, showing double love. Mexico 420 says homeschool is definitely the way. Vamos a ver. Good morning, Juan Salazar, aka Juan Big Media content creator.
I mean, okay, maybe we're just old. But let's talk about this. So, if this is happening in the schools, right? And they're trying to just make it seem like, oh, this is normal.
Uh huh.
Normally, you would sit down with a child who is performing this type of behavior to figure out if some kind of sexual abuse is happening at home. Because how or why would a 6-year-old know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
To be able to want to do these types of things with another kid. So I'm just curious, like,
It's just a whole debacle, and we're reading that book, "Why Government Schools Are Bad for Your Kids." Right? Is that the
mm-hmm,
name of it? Por
mm-hmm.
ahí va. The homie Juan, the other Juan from the Discord, from the TIA, from the Tamal Intelligence Agency, he actually sent it to us, and it's a really good book, man. It's a really good book because it shows how the teachers' unions work, what their agenda is, how with public schools they're they're more concerned with they're not trying to compete in terms of trying to create a better product
Mm-hmm.
because at a private school if you're not delivering to justify what you're charging then that parent could be like man I'm gonna take my dollar somewhere else and I'm gonna take my kids somewhere else but in public schools if there's a bad teacher they just there's no incentive to
But the sad thing is that government schools are not really government. We're the ones paying for this tax stuff. So if all parents got together and actually fought back to these schools, like we're not okay with this. If parents teamed up together and actually fought back for all the things that are happening right now that should not be happening, pretty soon there's not going to be government schools because there's so many parents. Damn, I can't
no
remember
that
the percentage amount of parents that are finally starting to take out their
well
kids.
here's the issue um there's a lot of propaganda against homeschooling. Like your kids are gonna be weird. They're not gonna know how to socialize. They're not gonna know how to make friends. You're gonna have weird kids. Who does that? And then plus, when it comes to government schools, aka public schools, a lot of people have to work, so they look at it like, man, it's free daycare, bro. They hop on that bus in the morning. They get home around 4, and I get to go do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that it's like free daycare, a lot of people say, you know what, I'm gonna just bite the bullet. I can't stay home and sit here and do math and
That's
science.
what I'm saying. Like it has to take parents though. Like it's hard. Like I feel for like single parents, right, who don't have any support. I'm not talking about the single moms who actually have backup from the baby daddy. I'm talking about like um parents who have single parents working 3 4 jobs, you know what I'm saying, to make ends meet. It's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying. And so I get that mom or that dad that's having to work several jobs and can't make it to school board meetings or to go and vote for the school boards or,
Or they don't know how bad. They're like, no, los educan bien bonito, les enseñan todo.
yeah,
And they don't understand. That's like, bro, y'all kids, they're not really, it's too many kids in the class. The teachers, sometimes they don't have all the tools and the resources.
yeah.
It's just like not an ideal environment. Not to mention, in one of the chapters in the books, in that book, it said how, it said, it was funny how the dude wrote it. He's like, 9 times out of 10, the best place to find dope is gonna be your local high school. He's like, because you got a bunch of bored kids that got too much time on their hand, they don't want to be there, and they find an entrepreneurship opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, man, I could be serving my classmates and serving these other fools. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it's
there's some good comments in
public
here.
public school is just not the same like how it used to be. Probably when you and I were growing up, I'm not saying they were like excellent or anything like that, but we definitely didn't hear back in like the 80s or 90s as
Well,
much craziness.
and my middle school was on the news.
Oh yeah.
It was something similar. It was basically, um, it was a female in the science class where
Uh-huh.
the teacher, I guess the teacher left them unattended and they started acting a fool. But oh, but hey, shout out to the movie. What is it called? Flaming Hot.
Oh man,
Shout out
that
to the
was
movie.
so good.
What time did we go to bed?
It
My
was 1:30.
Oh my god, my sleep was so jacked up last night. Like last night was not. Y'all know me. You
Mhm.
gotta have some good sleep. Sleep is like a secret power,
Mm.
super weapon. It's like so good for you. It helps you in so many different ways. But last night we made a sacrifice, and
Mhm.
I actually know the gentleman. I actually know like 3 people involved in that project.
That's dope.
The actual person it's based on, the inventor of hot Cheetos, Richard Montañez. I forget how we connected. I had heard about him and his story, where I
Mhm.
was like, "What? No!" It was my homie Edug from Focus for the Locals. He's like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "Dude, we just met with this man Richard. He worked for Frito Lay. He was just a janitor. One day the CEO said, "Y'all need to think like CEOs because we need to figure out how we're gonna fix this bottom line, right,
Mhm.
and get more
Mhm.
market share." And he's like, "Dude, this dude was a janitor, and he basically would take home some of the Cheetos they were allowed to take home without the ones that were like messed up, no flavor."
Yeah, for sure.
And he said he experimented, told me the whole story. I was like, "Bro, why have I never heard of this person? Like, what are you talking about?"
Mhm.
So they finally told his story, and the lead actor, Jesse John John Garcia, he lives in Austin now.
Mhm.
He bought some cribs out there when he was working on that show Dust Till Dawn
Mm.
with Robert Rodriguez. So
Got it.
that's when he kind of relocated, started getting
Okay.
his
Okay.
hustle on. But we highly recommend the movie. Emilio Rivera plays uh, Richard's dad in the
Mhm.
movie.
Mhm.
What'd you think, Marisol?
I thought it was excellent. I love the storyline. I love that him and his wife um, were like neighborhood, they just like knew each other since they were little. Um, she stuck by him, she struggled with him,
Mm-hmm.
didn't give up, it was really
Sound like Marisol.
stop.
Hey, but you know
uh,
what? I love that. I love that they made sure that was part of the story. Like it wasn't just him. It was like he was a character trying to figure out like, man, how we gonna pay these bills and feed these kids? But the wife was always like, come on, either trying to be the voice of reason, like,
yeah.
all right, bro, you're doing what now? Like, look, I'm trying to get you this job over here, and it really does take a team. So we got to take a sip. To everybody out there, if you got a special somebody in your life, you know what I'm saying? Play something right now in the background in your mind.
And I love the little boy that played the.
Yeah, from the Enki Boys.
Oh my God. I was like,
His
I was
father,
so
yeah,
sad
he
because I
just
was like,
lost
his
his dad.
dad
Yeah.
would be so proud of him. They were so cute
Mm.
together, always making videos. That was like, oh my God, look at him. Just cute as ever. Yeah, so I really like the whole storyline. Little elementary sweethearts, they were cholos together. I thought that was like,
Yeah.
what? For real? Like they stuck by each other. Like they were both kind of like living the same type of life.
Hey, I don't know if super chat. I don't know if the director. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if she threw this part in, but there was a part in there where it was during the Reagan era, where of course Reagan he was involved. He did a lot of stuff too. We talk about it on the Discord all the time. All the
Mm-hmm.
bad stuff that Ronald Reagan did, and all the good stuff he did.
Yeah.
I was a kid, so I wasn't really peeping game up until recently. But the director, if you know who she is, I don't know if she made sure to put it in, but it was like, and we were struggling, and Ronald Reagan's trickle economics didn't
Yeah.
trickle down to the barrio. But again, the homie Juan, he sent me a whole book that was about the myth of trickle down economics. It was something that Ronald Reagan's his opposition, put out this myth, this rumor that like basically Reagan and his economic staff, they never said trickle down economics. Like they never said it's going to trickle down. We got to help the corporations, and then
Mm-hmm.
hopefully it's going to in the wash, it's going to help the poor. Like they never ever said that. What they basically said was, we can't overly tax
Uh-huh.
the businesses and the corporations and the rich. You can't overly tax them because the only thing that's going to happen is they're smart and they're going to move their money elsewhere. They're going to find a way not to pay that absorbent tax, which therefore is going to mean that a lot of tax money won't be collected. Therefore, the poor and the middle class are going to be stuck with the bill. Like they can't escape. They won't be able to run. So
Mm.
basically, don't tax the rich so much to where they end up finding a way not to pay nothing. That was Reagan's whole thing with the taxes. They never said, "Oh, don't tax the rich. That way it'll just trickle down." It was like, no, the whole goal is collect some
Mm.
tax money so we have some tax money. Therefore,
Got
don't
it.
scare away the rich to where they end up paying
I was
zero.
too little when that era. I need to go back.
That's a thing that they always say, like, trickle down economics. And it's like,
Yeah.
nobody ever said that. Okay, here we go. Super chat. Man, Joseph coming in hot today with 3 super chats on the YouTube. Big Da with the super chats. He said, I appreciate y'all touching the subject. Me and my wife love this show, especially as a trucker. RPT keeps my drives entertaining. We're gonna record
I need
3.
you to listen to her lounge too, Joseph.
Yeah, tell your wife, Joe. To,
And you.
well, you too, homie.
Hey.
They got ladies on there.
Hey, we got men in my Discord. Shout out to my boy Giovanni over there.
Okay,
He's the
okay.
original. He's my OG.
Giovanni was the one that broke the gender.
He's my OG.
Yeah, see, he said, and her lounge.
Uh,
Juan Salazar, he said, yeah, the wife, she was the backbone.
she was the backbone. She was dope, man. She needs to write a book.
Hey,
Because I know he wrote the book, so I need for her to write her version, because that'd be kind of cool to see, like, from her point of view as a mom. You know what I'm saying? Struggling. She's out selling tortillas. That tortilla part reminded me of my grandma, because my grandma said she used to sell tortillas. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I asked her, I'm like, why'd you have so many kids if y'all were like struggling? You know what I'm saying?
and what she say?
And she just kind of basically said, like, well, it's just like, it's what we did. We just had kids.
Hey, check this out. So a bunch of members of the TIA, the Thermal Intelligence Agency, they're on there. They're like, yo, Supermex, yo, Joseph, you got to join the Discord, man. You got to join the TIA. You got to join the TIA.
Yeah.
And then Matt Dog, who's a member of the TIA, he's like, bro, he's a captain. Where you been? That's. We're recording 3 episodes of RPT today. On top of, I gotta go get the Tahoe detailed.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go get it detailed. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but because we got,
I'm gonna go all the way to Cyprus, where my mom goes.
man,
That's so far.
do
But they do such a
But
good
do they
job.
take long? Because I gotta
I
coordinate
don't
when I'm gonna go
know.
like towards downtown. I gotta buy them. I gotta
Mhm,
get them
mhm,
them
mhm.
VIPs. The Tahoe can't have Cheeto crumbs in it
For sure.
because we gotta scoop up Eddie Bravo. We got a bunch of people from my jiu-jitsu gym coming. Last night in class, the professor.
Is the professor?
Well,
The
they call them
sensei.
professors. Yeah. No, sensei's karate.
Oh.
But anyway, what do you call it? The teacher,
And
the
teacher.
owner slash
What
teacher.
are jiu-jitsu teachers called, babe?
Somebody give me that answer. Nelson, do you know the answer? Nelson, do you know the answer? Nelson Quintanilla. Like some go by professor, some they
Really, I didn't know
they
that.
just
That
be
can make
they
sense.
just be calling them like Uncle Tony sometimes. Um, and Uncle Tony, he's back from the old school of jiu-jitsu when it first came to America, when the Brazilians first brought it over here, and they were all learning in garages. So he's from the garage era. Last night we worked on guillotine chokes. We worked on guillotines, and I was dreaming also about the Darce choke. Like I was
Oh,
still.
it is a professor, babe.
A lot of times they call them professors
Yeah.
because it's an academy. That's where you go to learn.
It says if they're a black belt, it's called a professor. If they're a brown belt or below, they're a coach.
Ah, okay, mira. Nelson said it's professor for
Yeah,
BJJ.
for BJJ. Yeah.
But he announced it to the whole class.
That was dope.
But yeah, Eddie Bravo is gonna be on the lineup. I just gotta double check with him, like what hotel, what time you land, all that. So even though we're like 2-3 days away, it feels like the show's tonight. That's what it feels like. And based on my nightmare last night, it felt like it was all happening last night.
Well, listen.
You want me to tell you? No, we won't
Yeah,
tell
just tell it because it's
Basically,
funny. Because
man,
listen, even if you are in your,
and we'll end it with that story.
if that happened, I mean, Bert Kreischer takes his shirt off on stage. So I mean, you know.
So I think it's a common nightmare to feel that you're like in a public place. Like you show up. You ever have a dream or a nightmare where you show up to school like either naked or or you forgot your pants? So in my dream last night, I just remember, you know how dreams are hazy, but I just remember like us pulling up and me feeling like, oh, we're early. Like I got all my stuff. We're on time. I remember Marisol obviously being in my dream. I think your sister was there. And somehow, some way during the process of like, oh, this is a beautiful venue. Look how big. Wow, it's a packed house. I can't wait. And then I like look down in my dream. I'm like, I'm in my drawers. I was like, I'm in my chones. I was like, bro, how the hell I forget my pants? I was like, I ain't got no pants right now. And then I was like, okay, there's a mall next door. We're good. We're good. Like, they're still playing the music in the showroom. Like, people being seated. I got time. And then I'm in this mall, and I'm like, everybody I'm asking, they're either busy or they're giving you the runaround. And it's like a maze of like, who works here? And they're like, nah, we're sold out of these pants. Like, we don't have your size. And I'm like, I don't even have my wallet. I'm like, my phone's about to die. I need my soul to come over here with some money, and then maybe at that point I like woke up in a panic because I don't think it ever getting resolved. But after that, I was just like, bro, I better not forget my pants. I better not forget my pants. Rubio said, I never had that dream. Mine is when someone is chasing me.
Oosh, those are the worst too.
Kay Drixel, I believe she's in the Discord. I hate that I'm missing Friday's show. Womp womp womp. Don't miss it. Guadalupe said good morning. Explain super chat. Basically, that's where people can drop a tip in the YouTube comment, and we make sure that we really address and pin that comment.
They're asking for the neighborhood Sancho merch. Can you tell them that it's coming? It's getting set up. So
So basically, if you go to chingothemerch.com, chingothemerch.com, that's where you can check out like the design. We're going to basically be dropping like it might be a new coffee mug. We're also working on a thing where all the captains of the Thea they get like a fat discount where it's basically at cost.
Yeah, for sure.
They're basically getting it at cost. But we just dropped a Feria Team T-shirt that is on there. Somebody on TikTok is asking about the Magic Mesh voiceover that got deleted off of my old YouTube. That voiceover, Marisol, I did it like on iMovie on a old laptop that it's put up somewhere. And I just like knocked it out real quick and didn't really think about it. But to this day, as you can see, to this day, people always that's one of the ones, man, where like either they're asking about a specific song or a specific skit that went viral,
Yeah.
and then there's that one where they're like, "Bro, I
The
was
Toy
trying to."
Story one they always talk about too. That's another one I always hear everywhere.
That
My favorite one was the Toy Story
Mhm.
voiceover.
And right now I'm going through old footage of me when I was first starting on the road, trying to figure out life and the music business. And I think it's gonna be a music video to my new song. So it's like all
Oh, that's
B-roll.
dope.
So
That's
it's
dope.
B-roll of me like 23, 24, 22. I don't know how
Mm,
old I was. Like on stage with Baby Bash or doing car
mm,
shows and hitting different cities. On stage, my boy Flatline, rest in peace. My boy
mm-hmm,
Fade Dog, Fit for a Weeby, rest in peace. Um, and it's like it's kind of trippy to go down memory lane and like
mm-hmm,
just look at yourself and just like, oh my god, some of the stuff is cringe,
mm.
you know. But so I know you got to get ready.
Yep.
Go check out Mighty Soul at the Hive. If you are in Rice Village, go check her out. It's called the Hive.
The Hive Pop Up Collective, 12 different female owned businesses in there. I work today and tomorrow. 2431 Rice Boulevard. Come by.
Yeah, Rice Village over there. Y'all know where it's at, man. They got a bunch of stuff over there. They got a Torchy's Tacos. They got
Yep.
premium
Yep.
goods and all of that. So we will let you guys go. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you catching the end of this, you can go tune in later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
For
and just type in Cafecito time, and it should be working. So thank you guys so much. We are ending the broadcast on TikTok. Bye TikTok. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you guys Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But damn, we got a show Friday. We still gonna go live. We still gonna go live. It's nothing. All right. See y'all Friday. House of Blues. Peace.
Bye, dumbasses on TikTok.
You saw some of the comments? What were they saying? Like, you're a sellout because you didn't vote for
You
Brandon.
profited off of the culture, but you're still a
Culture vulture?
Trump supporter. You're still on that Trump train. It said Trump for prison 2024.
I mean, I'm proud I didn't vote for this debacle. Like all that stuff that's going on right now, the way these people, it's just they don't know. They don't know about the bribery. They don't know about the corruption. They just don't know no better.
Well, it's funny because I feel like if everybody understood and just took the time to read just a little bit more, and I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'm not gonna act like I've been knowing because
But
I haven't been knowing.
but at this point, how can you not like y'all still looking at Brandon like, oh, he's for La Raza, he's doing so much for the economy and world peace.
I mean, no, I don't think it takes a rocket science to figure out that this man has done nothing but damage to our country and he continues to do damage. And I don't even know what. This is how you know. This is how you know this was all a setup, because his vice president ain't doing nothing. She can't even like form a sentence without like recycling the same sentence. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's just like ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it just trips me out that people listen. We don't have to agree on like the president, but we gotta agree that this country is a mess. And we've
Basically,
got to do something about it.
basically they trying to turn us into Venezuela, but everybody on TikTok they don't see it. They're just like pinche vendido, coconut, malinche, you sellout,
Yeah,
Trumper,
exactly,
QAnon,
exactly.
que la chingada. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's how I like to get my blood pressure going. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This person said, I don't really care about Trump, but I know where the people are supposed to be at.
Yeah. See,
What
you
does that
don't
mean?
like. Well, I'm
Like, I'm
assuming.
not a fan of Trump, but I know he's better. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I know. I think he's. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but maybe he means like he's not for Trump, but he also sees that there's shit happening. Like it's still like messed up. I don't know.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't take, like I said, a rocket science to figure out that it's not going well for us right
yeah.
now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
not.
I guess these people still watch the mainstream media and they don't see all the corruption. Like they don't really know.
It's really scary, y'all. It really is. It's really scary. Aside from everything else, like we don't have to agree on nothing the same as far as like who your president is, but we need to definitely agree that there's an attack on children, There's an attack on our economy. There's an attack just happening in general on the people. We're being divided. We're being forced to do things that we normally wouldn't do. There's also like this division between, race, and more so than ever. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but man, no one finds it weird that all of a sudden we're all racist. Like we've been racist. You're racist for not agreeing. Or you're homophobic. You're transphobic. You're every phobic
you're fat
there is. If you just don't agree with it, listen. If you are overweight, I can't help that. Okay, that was your decision to eat the food that you did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm also not going to be rude and go over there and be calling people fat. You know what I'm saying? You fat ass. Tina, you lard ass. What is it from Napoleon Dynamite? You know what I'm saying?
Tina, eat your quesadilla.
You know, so I'm not going to like do that either. Like we're humans. Like who wants to hear that? Like, but at the same time, like, well, you don't need to be forcing this nonsense down anyone's throat. You know what I mean? Like it's just getting out of hand every day. Every day there's something new. There's some kind of anti something.
But hey, we're just gonna focus on what we gotta do, and we can't possibly wake up everybody. But these people that they think like, oh, if we call them a sellout and a culture vulture enough times, Chingo's gonna somehow apologize. And no, I know about struggle sessions. We're not falling for that. But hey, y'all have a great day. We will see you guys Friday when it's show day. I love it when it's show day, man. See you guys at the House of Blues this Friday. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.
Bye.